Rideshare drivers, welcome to 2018. What's up guys, your driver Mike here, back with another video. This channel is dedicated to the rideshare space, so if you're a driver, a passenger, or someone just interested in the rideshare space, consider subscribing. Yes guys, what is up? Welcome to 2018. We're back with another video, but before we talk 2018, let's talk New Year's 2017. As you may have seen the video linked above, we did a mastermind on New Year's Eve. It's time to look at the results. Surprisingly, and I want to know in your market, San Diego, my market here, didn't really pick up until about 9 p.m. Now this is primarily on Lyft at 9 p.m. You saw here, we have a 250% prime time. From about 10 p.m. until midnight, earnings were pretty average, surprisingly, and that also goes for surge and prime time. So let's talk midnight when the ball drops. If you guys watch that mastermind, you know that we weren't gonna go online exactly at midnight. And that paid off here. You can see at 12:13, we were hitting a 300% on Lyft, which is equivalent to a 4x on Uber. Remember, it may pay off to wait, and in this circumstance, we really wanted a big fare. Just a few minutes later, you can see here, we hit 450% on Lyft. And at 12:22, a touch later than expected, you can see here Uber catching up with a 4.6 surge. Important to note here that the earnings guarantee zones, and there were three in the center of San Diego, 40%, 40%, and 30%, those areas had lower native prime time. Now what that means is the areas that had earnings guarantees had lower prime time organically, naturally, than the areas surrounding them. Now this does make sense. As you can imagine, these three areas were some of the three biggest areas for passenger demand in the city. Because of this, more drivers flocked to the areas looking for rides, especially in the downtown and bar areas, and those are the areas where Lyft had earnings guarantees. As you can see here, in talking about downtown, we mentioned a 4.6 surge. You can see here, when I'm downtown, my area was only a 2.6 surge. Now that did improve a little bit minutes later. You can see here we had a 2.9 surge. Now we did take a Lyft run, as actually Lyft was the winner for this New Year's Eve, surprisingly, and let me know in the comments below if you found in your market that Lyft prime time was higher than Uber surge. And the trend that I saw was really after 12:30 a.m., Lyft just dominated, continuing with a 550% prime time, which is an Uber equivalent of 6.5x. Now we did stay out until the bars closed after 2 a.m. Check out this ride. This was really the profitable ride that we were waiting for at 1:56 a.m. on a 450% prime time for $80+. Now Uber did manage to hang on around 2 a.m. having a 4.3x surge. So some of the most surprising things that I experienced during New Year's was Lyft outshining Uber with more organic prime time and really just seeing lower surge than I anticipated from Uber. What does this mean? Let me know in the comments below. What did you experience more of, higher Uber surge or higher Lyft prime time? Easily the most surprising thing for me was doing an Uber Eats surge run on New Year's Eve. Not only did I think I was not going to do any Uber Eats, but it was surprising to find an Uber Eats surge run, and actually that being the best choice of all the options out there. Even though that Uber Eats surge run was on a pretty good multiplier, it still didn't pay that much, which kind of furthers my thoughts on Uber Eats and that it's really not the best earnings opportunity for drivers. Another funny note about the New Year's was that we had passengers that wanted to go to the drive-thru, and the drive-thru was closed, so we had to go across the street to In-N-Out as we waited for the passengers to come in and out of the restaurant. Definitely a risk that you may experience if you're on the road, those drive-thru runs, or hopping inside to get some food. Now, mind you, this was our ride that was on an exceptionally high prime time, so we let that pass. I want to know, what was your market like? Did you see surge equivalent, higher, or lower than years past? and let me know if you had any success stories and great runs. So it's going to be interesting to see as we enter 2018 what surge and prime time trends are going to do week to week, and we really have to be mindful if we see any changes in those algorithms that may give us less surge or prime time. Let's also closely watch earnings guarantees and incentives. We have to watch Boost, hourly guarantees, quests, anything like that, earnings guarantee zones from Lyft. We'll have to watch if these amounts also decrease and if we're given less and less opportunities. Your driver Mike here. I do appreciate you watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to join your driver team, and I will see you in the next one.